Hey you, so I wanted to do this video to touch on the Frank P. Numismetals that's going on at the moment and just give my contribution to Frank and my situation with Frank and give a big warning out to all stackers as to why Frank is still very active. So I'm going to break a little situation I had down with Frank. So I'd say easily, I would say August or September, Frank had contacted me. I don't know, it was around the time when Frank had just got back and received a free kilo bar from everybody. So Frank had left a comment on one of my videos, which is rare as he only leaves a comment when he wants something. So he'd left a comment on one of my videos stating that he wanted to talk to me, and he'd left me a PM and I should respond to his PM. So I've gone into the PMs, seen the PM, and the PM went along the lines of this: hey Shadow, I've just came out from wherever he was. I'm going off the top of my head now, as we all know he's been deleting his traces, but it was basically something about his social security. Somebody had messed up his social security. He was in a real bad place at the moment. He couldn't get no funds, but he loved what I was doing and all the deals I was getting, and would I be able to purchase him some silver, and he would definitely pay me back. He's done these deals with everybody. I know him. Everything would go smooth. Now here's the thing. I've seen through Frank from day one. We all have our bullshit detector, and I saw that with him from day one. I'm talking since the very first day I've been on YouTube. We all think or believe we know individuals out there that are full of crap, and he was one of those that I'd figured out like that. So I saw what Frank was up to. There was no chance he was going to get one over on me. So to fob him off, I said, look, Frank, listen, these are my exact words, I don't know what you're up to. I don't want to know your problems, but what I'm going to do is give you a 3 ounce of silver. I intend to do some form of a competition at some point, or just send some silver out to individuals on my channel. And what I'll do is, when I do that, I'll send you out a 3 ounce of silver. So he then went on to say, now, mind you, I've said to him, I don't want you to do a video, and I don't want you to mention this to anybody. So he's then gone on to tell me, oh, how pleased he was, how I'm one of the good guys, and everything everybody was saying about me wasn't true. He's going to tell a close amount of his friends how cool I am and how happy I was. So I said, look, I'll send you this ounce of silver. Don't contact me. I'll get back to you, and we'll take it from there. Mind you, I had no intentions of sending this scumbag the silver. So a couple of months have gone by. I believe he's contacted me another time and shouted out and said, hey Shadow, do you need my address, and so forth, and I've ignored that reply. So some time's gone by. Now this is the very important part I'm making about this video as to why he's still very active, so you need to listen carefully. Some time's gone by and I've had an individual contact me. It was a female. Well, the profile picture stated it was a female, a young black female, and they've contacted me via private message and stated how much they loved my videos. Now you're going to see a pattern here, how much they loved my videos. The deals I get are so great. Would I be willing to sell them a piece of my silver? They'd love to own a piece of silver from me. They would be honored to own a piece of silver from me. If I could get back to them, hopefully we could do some type of trade and so forth. Now I've seen this and knew it was Frank straight away. I've ignored this. Time goes by, another 2 weeks or so have gone by. I get another request. And this is from it was a young white female. The picture it was describing that was a young white female this time. Along the same type of lines. How much they loved my videos. They was a new stacker. They would be honored if I could help them. Always honored in there. They would love to purchase a piece of silver from me or one of my collections. They've seen a piece that they would like. They're more than willing to pay whatever I want, and I should contact them back. That was Frank. I knew that was Frank. I've ignored that. Now here's how cunning and dangerous this guy is. I got another request, and this time from a young kid. This one was the kid basically stating that his mum lets him watch my videos. He loves my videos and all the stuff I do. He wants to be just like me in terms of stacking, how much he loves my videos. The kid would be honored if I would sell him a piece of my silver, or they could do some type of a trade. I should get back to him, and how happy he was to be contacting me. Now I'm looking at all of this thinking, what a piece of shit. He's literally throwing all of these lines out there and waiting for me to fall for one of them. So he's throwing them all out as bait. I've ignored all of them. Here's why I'm saying Frank P is still extremely active and why everybody needs to be very careful, especially when it comes to trading. Frank is using aliases and he's masquerading under a load of YouTube accounts. So what's happened now is an account has opened up, and this is why I'll get back to my most important message here. Somebody started a new account. I'm about to get my laptop out and show you. And at the time, all those that remember the person was called Golden Ghost. And when this account came out, the individual had done a video, his first video, and in the background you could hear somebody coaching this individual and telling him no. And I knew that was Frank in the background. Everybody thought it was a new stacker, and they was just nervous, and I don't know, a parent or friend was coaching them. So this individual's made his stamp and came about, but Frank must have been scamming so many people because he made a mistake. Now, under this fake individual, he's contacted me. Golden Ghost, this individual was. Now, as you can see here, here's the type of, and everybody that's been scammed him is going to know. This is how I've known it's been Frank all along. You can see the type, and I took a screenshot of this one because he made one vital mistake, and that's where he included his name. Now, mind you, remember, I've told Frank I will give him a piece of silver for free. So in his mind, I'm giving him a piece of silver for free, but this scumbag is still trying to scam me out of silver. So he's contacted me under this Golden Ghost individual. Hello, Shadow, mate. I was wondering if you were going to sell me a piece of that, a piece that you get from those great deals in the UK. I would really be honoured to have something from a YouTube legend. Please drop me a line. Cheers, mate. Now, it was hilarious because I thought, look, this guy is getting ridiculously desperate. So I responded back this time, and I believe it's around New Year's Eve time. So I've written, hi, Frank. I'm not selling none of my stack at the moment, but will give you a heads up should that change soon. Take care, mate. Happy New Year. Now, this is around New Year's time. Now, there was a pattern with Frank in that, now I'm assuming the second he had rumbled somebody or scammed somebody, he would shut that account and shoot off. What was dangerous about this account is that he had an alias with him. If you lot remember, the very first video this Golden Ghost released, it wasn't Frank, it was an individual being coached by Frank. I don't know if that individual knows he was a part of this scam or this elaborate scam that Frank's doing or not. But the whole point of this video is to state, and especially for a lot of you male stackers, I've seen Frank still very active, masquerading under different YouTube accounts. And this is a very important thing here. And especially for a lot of you guys, you need to start thinking with the heads on top of your head and not below your waist. There's accounts out there and people that have contacted me, and we're in the precious metal game here that we're doing on YouTube. Some of us choose to keep our identities absolutely private. So first and foremost, we're not going to put our profile or avatar picture of ourselves up. So when you find an individual putting a picture up and their name would be, I don't know, for instance, I love sucking silver all night. Some of you guys, and then the profile picture will be of a female that you may find attractive. Some of you guys are falling hook, line and sinker for the bait that this predator is putting out. Now, I'll tell you, I've personally seen him masquerade as a black female with avatar face showing, a white female, a young white kid. Now, the thing here is that he's preying on each individual's weakness, whoever he's targeting, or he's trying to cater to their needs. This guy, he's literally a scumbag, but he's a predator, literally. There's nothing different than what he's doing here. He's literally a predator. Now, I have friends that have mental problems, so shame on you, on anybody that believes this guy's off his meds and he's going through a hard time. I know people with mental health problems and they're fighting to gain their sanity, and especially if they're off their meds. They're not off their meds and out scamming new stackers or seasoned stackers or just trying to get one over an individual. This guy is a career scumbag and a criminal and a compulsive liar. The thing here is no one's safe. You're not going to be able to trade while he and other individuals like him are out there. They're creating new profiles every day. If you believe he's going to come back as Frank P, good luck on that. You've seen he came back masquerade as a whole different individual, started doing videos with that individual so that you would believe that he was making videos. So there's really no way to protect yourself. And I say that is, If I wanted to do a video or a trade with somebody, I could only go by my own standards. If I wanted to do a trade with you, I'd contact you, say I wanted to do a trade with you, and I'd be more than willing to send first and so forth. You would know who I was. If someone like, well, Frank has ruined his official name, and I understand he's been on YouTube for 10 years. He knows all the scams and all the tricks. You're not safe out there because he will masquerade under a new type of YouTuber and approach you. And he's approaching new stackers for a reason. He's literally preying on new stackers. And even as he tried with me, seasoned stackers. You're not safe. My advice, I understand Pit Bullion has the Metals Mafia forum that he started. That's a great start. But when you've got him masquerading under so many different YouTube accounts, unless they're going to be putting up some type of vetting system, and I imagine if Frank would have been on this, being vetted by the system before, everybody would have passed him. So it's going to be very hard to do trades in the future. So my best advice is don't do no trades. I would say do trades with YouTubers that have videos out and are well-established YouTubers, but that's exactly what he was before he's been exposed to be this wolf. So just be very, very, very careful. And a lot of the guys out there, and I mean, I'm seeing people subbing in the droves to individuals that have a pretty picture, or what you deem to be a very pretty picture of a bird, and the name may be I love sucking on silver all night, and guys are just subbing up like suckers. You guys are literally begging to be scammed. So my advice to you is, when it comes to individuals approaching you to sell them silver or trade silver, don't do it. Literally don't do it until, and especially if you're approached. If you're approached, your best bet is going to be, my conditions when I'm doing any type of trade, or when anybody's approached me, and believe you me, I get a lot of jokers approach me, is if you haven't got a video, if you're not a well-established YouTube individual doing videos on here, if you've been commenting on videos for 10 years, I couldn't care less. I'm prepared to do whatever, but the second I mention, okay, you've got an ounce of gold to sell, okay, you want to do a trade, you are aware that you're going to have to send to me first. Funnily enough, these individuals seem to fizzle out and disappear into thin air. If you're going to do any type of trade and you're approached by anybody, if you are approached, my advice to you is make it very clear you will be sending first. And until I receive your goods, check your goods to make sure that they're fine. No trade moving forward with this predator out there should be a both send at the same time and I'll provide you with a tracking number. If you do that, you've already lost to this predator. And that's just my advice out there. And he is an absolute scumbag. Seeing the type of individuals that he's been preying upon, and not forgetting I did offer to give this guy a free piece of silver. Now in his head, he may have knew he was never going to see that, but that's what I had told him. I told him he would get a free piece of silver. He tried to bait me out, stating that the people that he talks with on the phone have said otherwise, and I couldn't care less what they say about me. This guy is an absolute scumbag, and he's masquerading under a load. Now, when I tell you, I've had well over 10 different types of individuals approach me at some point, and thinking about it now, at some point since I've been stacking close to a year and a half and a bit on YouTube, so many different YouTube accounts or new accounts and just individuals all coming under the same type of talk, how impressed they are, what they would love. They would love to own a piece of silver. They'd love it if I sold them some silver. This guy is watching this video. He's watching every single video you've put out. He ain't gone nowhere. He's ruined his actual name. And for all of you Frank supporters that believe once he's back on his meds and he can make it right, this leopard ain't going to change his spots. A scumbag is a scumbag. And I'm saying that out front and up front because he tried to do it to me under a number of different accounts, and just to what he's done to the other individuals. He is identical to a predator, literally. A paedophilic predator. He's preying on the young, simple-minded stackers and then taking it to another level. Who was it? Crown Collector, I believe, contacted me. He told me this guy has been on YouTube for well over 10 years. So he's using all of these tricks that he's learned to literally scam and rob people. So that's just my little take on the whole Frank P thing. My advice, do not trade, do not trade, do not trade. You have the metals mafias out there. If you're going to use that platform, which I would recommend using, that Pit Bullion has up, just either contact him or one of the moderators there and just see if they can help you vet the individual that you're going to be doing a trade with. But other than that, be very, very, very cautious on who you trade metals with. So hate or love it, guys. Put your little input in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe if you ain't done so. And I'll catch you guys on the rebound.